Good evening. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the City of Kettering Planning Commission for October 3rd, 2022. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Miami Valley Cable Council for televising and taping tonight's meeting for rebroadcast on Channel 6 and streaming live over the internet at mvcc.net. It will also be recorded and available for later viewing on mvcc.net. Since this meeting is both audio and video taped to form a complete record for possible appeal to City Council and/or the courts, it is important that anyone who wishes to address the Commission will need to come to the lectern, speak into the microphone, and give their name and address for the record. Planning Commission is a volunteer independent body appointed by Council, whose mission is to hear all bodies involved and subsequently make a motion to approve, deny, continue, or recommend the application. All action by the Commission can be appealed to City Council. This time I'd like to introduce the Commission. On my immediate left is Ken Lackey, our Assistant Secretary. I am Don Schumann. I am current Chair. On my right is Ray Waske, our Vice Chair. On his right is Commissioner Don Rethman. Absent tonight, we have Carol Fisher with an excused absence, and our Recording Secretary, Connie Gaw, is out with an excused absence as well. For City staff, we have City Planner David Roller. All right, on to the agenda for this evening. On the first item on the agenda was old business approval of the minutes of August 15th, 2022. But since we do not have enough people who attended that meeting to vote on that tonight, we're going to postpone that until our next meeting. Under new business, we have a lot consolidation for 2536 Wilmington Pike. It is case PC-22-020, and for staff, I'm going to have to assume Mr. Roller.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Schumann. We have received an application for a lot consolidation at 2536 Wilmington Pike. That location is the location of the old Imperial Car Wash. It is proposed to be reopened and renamed. However, it should be noted that nothing that we're doing tonight actually affects that reopen or reuse of that property. This is really just a housekeeping issue for them, as the actual car wash sits completely on one lot. There's a small lot to the rear, a small little strip back there that they are adding to it, and so that's really what they're doing there. It's just one very large parcel, one little small strip that they're proposing to consolidate. We have, during our review of the site, of the plat, we came across two items. The first was that Montgomery County Engineering Services, or county, which is basically the county water, they have asked that a small portion of the northwest corner of the parcel be dedicated, or not dedicated, but be recorded as an easement. It's highlighted here. There's an existing water main that's very near the edge of the Wilmington Pike right-of-way. A typical water main easement is 20 feet wide. That entire 20-foot wide portion cannot fit completely within the Wilmington Pike right-of-way, so they're asking for a small portion of that to be included as an easement on the drawing. The other item that we discovered was that seems to be a typographical error on the plat drawing itself. See if I can zoom in a little bit on that. That's a little bit much, but almost had it. There we go. Within that description, the surveyor has documented or created a narrative of what they've done with this lot consolidation. And one of the items that they note is that the lot is 0.944 acres in that. I'm sorry, 0.994 acres is what they have described in that. And on the actual drawing itself, it shows it as .944 instead of .994. We also, though, when we start adding up those parcels and trying to make those all work out, when we add the two and then subtract out the portion of the right-of-way, the numbers still don't add up quite all the way for us. So there definitely is a discrepancy somewhere else that we're not unsure what it is. However, we don't feel that that's a large enough discrepancy to hold up being able to conditionally approve the plat drawing tonight. Just somewhere, some numbers must be transposed or mislabeled on the drawing. Just to clarify what they're actually doing, they're taking one large parcel that includes, it's labeled Tract 1. That tract includes a portion of undedicated right-of-way, which you'll see here. This is the center line of Wilmington Pike. So this rectangle here is actually located in the right-of-way, but it has not been dedicated. So Tract 1 includes a portion of the right-of-way. Tract 2 is the small sliver that they're consolidating. So they're basically taking Tract 1, adding it to Tract 2, and it's subtracting out the right-of-way portion to then create a single lot that would be shown on the record plan for 2536 Wilmington Pike. Again, we don't think that there's anything here that would hold up being able to conditionally approve this tonight. Be happy to answer any questions that you'd have at this time.
Any questions for staff? Mr. Lackey?
No, I don't have anything.
Mr. Waskey?
I have none.
Mr. Ruthman?
No questions.
I have no questions either. At this time, if the applicant were present, it would be their time, but I do not see any applicant here. So we will move on to, let's see, it's not a public hearing, so moving on to staff recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Shimon. Staff is recommending approval of the requested record plan with the following conditions. One, that an easement be added along the west boundary sufficient to accommodate the existing water main found within the Wilmington Pike right-of-way as described in Exhibit 2 of the city staff report. And two, I don't have the exact language right now, but that we conditionally approve the plat drawing with the typographical errors corrected prior to Planning Commission signature. That's the end of our recommendation.
All right, any other final commission comments, questions, concerns? All right, Mr. Lackey, I believe you have the motion.
I do. I have a motion for a lot consolidation at 2536 Wilmington Pike plat, whereas an application has been received from Thomas E. Dolsa, Haley Dolsa Engineering and Surveying, 270 Regency Ridge Drive, Dayton, Ohio, representing the property owner requesting approval of a record plan to consolidate two existing lots into a single new lot consisting of 0.8477 acres, and whereas this request constitutes approval of a final record plan for the newly described lot, and whereas the Planning Commission has reviewed the facts surrounding this request, including an oral and written report by city staff, which is incorporated herein. I move that the applicant's request for approval of a final record plan for 2536 Wilmington Pike plat be approved with the following conditions. An easement be added along the west boundary sufficient to accommodate the existing water main found within the Wilmington Pike right-of-way and described in Exhibit 2 of the city staff report, and two, that the typographical errors be corrected on the plat prior to signing by the Planning Commission.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, before moving on, I'm going to offer one suggestion and see, and this is, since we have the .8477 acres listed there, and we're not sure that that is the exact number, I would propose that we put the word approximately, consisting of approximately .8477 acres. That way, if it's a little bit different, we're not wrong in our language. If the motion and the second are okay with that change?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Roller, I believe you're calling rolls for us this evening.
Yes, sir. Mr. Lackey,
Yes.
Mr. Waskey,
Yes.
Mr. Rethman,
Yes.
Mr. Shimon.
Yes. All right, next item on the agenda is audience participation. At this time, anyone in the audience who would like to address the commission on anything other than items on the agenda for this evening, this would be that time. Seeing none. Mr. Roller, other business not on the agenda, signing of plats.
We do have one plat to sign this evening. It's a plat that came before you, I believe, sometime in March, and it has been brought back with the corrections made, so we are ready to bring it to you to sign.
All right, communications and reports.
We have been able to work a little bit on a workshop that, as a follow-up to a workshop that we brought forward a couple of months ago concerning redevelopment opportunities, hindrances, ways we can change the zoning code to maybe better address some of those situations. We have been preparing a list of proposed revisions. We don't have the exact language of those revisions ready for review, but we do have a memorandum, an outline of those proposed changes, the specific code sections and what we're trying to achieve with them, basically some concept language. We do intend to bring that forward, most likely at the next Planning Commission meeting, for you to be able to review and comment on.
All right, anything else? You're good?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Planning Commission comments. Mr. Lackey.
I don't have anything.
Mr. Waskey.
I have only one comment, which is not particular to our business tonight. This concerned the Hurricane Ian that struck the southeast part of the United States. I would suggest that I know many people want to do something to help aid, maybe give contributions to some charitable organizations. That's a very good thing to do. I would only caution that you do due diligence in researching the organizations that may be contacting you, requesting aid, and or stay with organizations that you feel you're familiar with and you have confidence in, so that you make sure that your money is going to the right place and is being put to the right purpose. That's all I had.
Mr. Rethman.
No comments, no questions.
I have nothing this evening as well. So we will then adjourn to our next regularly scheduled meeting. Tonight we're adjourning at 7:13.